Hi everybody, and welcome to our first Kids in the Kitchen virtual event. I first want to thank Common Ground Food Cooperative because they provided the space for us to do the video today, and they've also provided the ingredients for you to complete the recipe today, which is tuna salad sandwiches. That's one of my favorite things. I also want to thank Project Athletes. They've created a fitness video, so be sure to check that out as well. It's also on the Junior League Champaign-Urbana YouTube page. You should each have a bag like this. There's a clip at the top of the bag that says Kids in the Kitchen, and you can use this in the future for potato chip bags or bread or anything in the kitchen that you want to keep fresh. Inside the bag, you'll find a cutting board, and you'll find some kid-friendly knives. These aren't as sharp as the knives that your mom and dad probably use at home. But you still need to be careful with them because they still are sharp. So we'll be talking about knife safety in a little bit. You should also find some measuring cups and some measuring spoons and a spatula that says Kids in the Kitchen on it. And then we have a couple of other fun things. There's a temporary tattoo for Kids in the Kitchen and also a pencil that says Kids in the Kitchen. And also in your bag will be the ingredients that you need for the recipe today. So in a minute we'll be making the recipe. But first I'm going to turn things over to Simone. And Simone is going to talk about our Person of the Month.
Thank you, Karen, and hello everyone at home. So today's Person of the Month for Kids in the Kitchen is Michelle Obama. She was the First Lady of the United States from years 2009 to 2017. And during her time as the First Lady, she created the Let's Move initiative. It's a campaign dedicated to solving the challenge of childhood obesity. Basically, her role in doing so, quote from herself, was to definitely solve the challenge of childhood obesity within a generation so that children who are born today will grow into a healthy adult weight. The Let's Move initiative helps provide healthier food in schools for kids, and it also gave parents at home information about healthier eating choices. It also encouraged children to get at least 1 or more hours of physical activity each day. So with today's recipe and with the video that Project Athlete has designed for us, we too are modeling the Let's Move campaign that was developed by Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama's 2012 book, American Grown, the story of the White House kitchen garden and gardens across America, is also available and contains healthy recipes and tips as well. To learn more about the Let's Move initiative, ask your parent to go online and learn more at letsmove.obamawhitehouse.archives.gov. And with that being said, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth, as she's going to explain all of the ingredients and the nutrients included in each one. Thank you.
Hi everyone, awesome. So your second page of the packet has information about food groups. So in the recipe that we're going to be doing today, we have some proteins. So specifically, we have some tuna that you guys should all find in your bag, and you also should have an egg. And all of these proteins are really great for our body. They're going to help you repair and build muscle and tissue. So then the next thing that you guys should all find in your pack or in your bag are some fruits and vegetables. So today we've got some grapes and we've got some celery, and then you also should see some radish. Fruits and vegetables are a great source of vitamins and minerals, as well as fiber to help your digestive system. So try to eat fruits and vegetables as much as you can. Specifically, you really want to try to eat fruits and vegetables that are different colors, so that way you can get different vitamins and minerals. And then another thing that you should find is some bread. So with the bread, this will have some carbohydrates and grains, which gives your body energy. Try to eat whole grains when possible. So wheat bread is better than white bread, and it has more fiber, iron, and B vitamins. And then the last thing that you'll find also today to help make some tuna salad is some mayonnaise. And for that, usually you want to use this sparingly, but we're just going to use a little bit because it has fats and oils, and it can still be good for you when you have everything in combination. Awesome. So the next person, I'm going to turn it back over to Karen, who's going to teach you how to actually make the tuna salad today.
All right, guys, so now we're ready to make our recipe. So find the recipe on page 7 of your packet. Make sure that you've washed your hands. That's always important to do, especially with COVID. The fruits and vegetables, we pre-washed those for you, but it would be good to wash them again just to be on the safe side. All right, so the first step is to take the tuna. So here's the tuna, and you're going to open it up. And tuna usually has water in with it, so you're going to drain out the water. All right. So then you just sit that aside. You can always do this over the sink. All right, so I'm going to put the tuna in the bowl. All right, there we go. All right, now next thing on the recipe is to add the relish, mayonnaise, and Dijon mustard. So first the relish. So it's 1 tablespoon of relish, and that's about what you should have in your condiment container. So we're going to put that in. All right, and then the next thing is the mayonnaise. And it's 1/8 of a cup of mayonnaise. If you only have a 1/4 cup, then you just use half. But again, it should be measured out for you in the condiment container. So we're gonna put that in. Try to get most of it scooped out. All right. And then the next thing is the Dijon mustard. And that's only 1 teaspoon. And this table is clean. Make sure to clean your table. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stir that up. And you might have to mush the tuna a little bit if it's sticking together. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's looking good. All right, so the next thing is to chop the celery. And it's about 1/2 stick of celery. All right, and here's where the knife safety comes into play. You might want to put your hands like a claw, just to make sure that you don't cut your fingers or hurt yourself. So put your hands like a claw and tuck in your fingers. And you're just going to make little slices of the celery. Just like that. And celery is nice for tuna salad because it adds a little bit of crunch. And those pieces are still kind of big, so you might have to put a little more. Notice how I'm putting my hand on top of the knife, so my fingers are far away from the tip of the knife. All right. And once you get those to the size that you're happy with, they're pretty small, and you can throw those into the container. And the next thing are the grapes. You should have about 6 grapes. It's just a handful. And this adds a little bit of sweetness to your recipe. So I'm using the smaller knife just because the grapes are pretty small. And again, be very careful with your fingers. And you just want to kind of cut them in half, and then you can cut them again into quarters. We're going to throw the grapes into the container as well. All right. And then the last thing we have is an egg. And that adds a little bit more protein, like Elizabeth said earlier. So the egg is already hard-boiled. If you want to do this recipe again, then you're going to have to hard boil the egg. And to do that, there's instructions on the bottom of page 7. But basically you just put some water onto the stove and bring it to a boil. And once it's bubbling, you put in an egg for 12 minutes. And then you drain out the hot water and put some cold water in with the egg. And once the egg cools, then you can use it for your recipe. So you're going to have to crack the egg just gently and peel off the eggshell. So I have a wastebasket down here. You'll probably have to do this over a wastebasket because it can get a little bit messy sometimes. Another trick when you hard boil the egg is if you put a little bit of salt in, it helps you to peel the eggshell off. All right, so we're gonna cut the egg. I might leave a bigger knife. And again, we're just trying to get this into small pieces. So just chop it into little pieces. And then once that gets to a pretty small size, you throw that in as well. All right, so I'm ready to combine that. All right, and then just look and make sure that you combined everything. It looks like we've included all the ingredients. I'm gonna mix it up. And then you have some wheat bread here, and you're just gonna put this on the wheat bread. And this recipe, it creates about 2 servings, so you could actually have 2 tuna salad sandwiches. Maybe you could give one to your mom and dad. All right. And there you go. Our tuna salad sandwich looks delicious. All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching our video, and we'll see you next month for our next event. Bye, guys.